quick synopsis of the movie and go into it.
Yes. Yes.
From like, this is about. No, what I was gonna say is, so we came back from beautiful wedding over last week, which is why we didn't record, as we know. Right. I gave my mom very clear instructions. I said, look, all you have to do is water my babies, my plants. Like, make sure that my plants, like, the roses, you just water them every day. The ivy, if the soil ain't moist, leave them alone. Just spray them and then get the hell out of the room.
Right,
I come back to dead roses.
Jesus.
Dead roses, and this ivy plant looking like something from the Addams Family. Look, I'm twisting it, and leaves are falling off.
Oh no!
Look, more leaves are falling off.
Oh no!
She still has some like live branches, but I'm like, it's not good, man.
Oh my god!
I mean, that's just awful, awful.
I just walked up to her with it and didn't say anything. She's like, I'm so sorry.
You had one job.
I literally
one job.
I actually
come on. Welcome to the show. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Small Screen Society. We are back.
Nailed it.
We are here. Every single time that I say Small Screen Society, it's like a test.
Right.
It's become a test.
Is that our name?
We are back. We are live. This is Ram Gavin Angelo. It is episode 94.
94. We'll get to 100 someday.
We are on we're on the verge. We're on the verge.
We've been on the 90s all year.
honestly,
yeah,
all year.
We have.
It'd be impressive if we didn't make it to 100 at this point.
Right. Correct.
We're on a roll.
Yeah.
I think it's imperative that we make it to 100 before the year's end. It's six. It's 6 fucking weeks.
The summer's almost over. Summer's almost over, so we're all gonna run out of things to do.
Correct.
Right.
Correct.
And then we're gonna have at least 3 Halloween episodes that we're gonna have to navigate through.
That's also very true. Correct.
That's half of it right there.
I mean, our some of our best content is the month of October.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah. The holiday season is when we get into some.
Yeah, that's true.
We just
that's when we get
have to make sure. We just have to make sure once again, as we're mapping it out, that we're not repeating things that we've already said in previous years.
Oh yeah, and that's also the toughest part. That's the toughest part.
Because we end up just repeating ourselves sometimes. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so
I want to explore the on location thing again. We got.
I also would like to do that as well.
That.
Yes.
I'm down with that.
Yeah.
Part of me thought that was going to happen this week. This week in Michigan.
Oh, true.
I thought we were going to maybe post up
on
the lake and.
If I had more room in the fucking bus, I would have brought the equipment.
You mean the clown car?
Yeah, definitely the clown car.
That's probably the best way of.
Okay, so we have Jungle Cruise.
Yes.
Jungle Cruise
to discuss.
Yes.
Now, Jungle Cruise, movie starring The Rock and Emily Blunt. I want to say her name is.
Come on.
I am a big fan of hers. Very big fan of hers.
Yeah, she's good.
Been a fan of hers for a while, so of course when I saw this movie had 2 of my favorite celebs, I was like, okay, I'm in. Also, this is based off of a Disney ride. I don't believe that this was a book or anything like that, but that existed before.
I believe
this was
correct.
just literally straight up off of the ride.
So it's loosely based on the ride, but there's also other inspirations to the film, and we'll get into that in a minute.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So
actually, there's a lot of inspirations to this film. This film is actually basically like a charcuterie board of a lot of other ideas.
Yes, correct. Okay, so my thoughts right off the bat: liked it, enjoyed it. Very kiddie at times, of course. It's Disney, but I mean, The Rock has gotten better in his acting over the years. He at this point now is, I think, not trying to get out of the like random action movie like kind of genre where it's just like skyscraper, fucking, big ass animals that destroy things, helicopters. Like he's kind of doing more. I like the idea of him doing these kind of projects where they're just kind of like, I don't know, they're a little bit different, especially for a guy that's like huge like him, where you just expect him to only be doing fighting movies.
The family friendly stuff.
Yeah. So I like this, and also The Rock. He's a kind of funny guy.
He's hilarious. He's hilarious.
He's good like that.
So
he's very versatile. He's versatile.
Yeah. I think he's good. He's he was hilarious as The Rock, in WWF. So there's no reason why. There's definitely, this guy's got some funny aspects to him.
Yeah.
But movie itself, I thought it was the colors were great. Visually, it was like a really rich movie. I like the idea of the boat and how he couldn't leave the boat. I honestly at the end, a little bit of a twist with him being a ghost. Did not know that. Did not even think of that as a possibility while I was watching the movie.
Same.
So it kind of hit me at the end, like, oh shit, makes sense. He can't leave the boat. He kind of alluded to that in the beginning. So I thought that was really good. The Venezuelan actor, what's his name? Edgar Ramirez did a pretty good job as the conquistador,
Snake villain,
Davy Jones type bad guy.
Speaking of Davy Jones,
Davy Jones.
That's where I'm gonna kind of just. That's when I say this movie is basically the Pirates of the Caribbean in the jungle.
It's what it is. It is beat for beat Pirates of the Caribbean meets The Mummy meets meets Jumanji meets
good call.
What else is on this goddamn charcuterie board of shit?
It's a lot of stuff. I mean, you can really they really just decided, hey, we're gonna just make this about as fun and exciting, and I thought it was awesome. I thought it was I wasn't expecting the movie to be this like grand thing, and I feel like I say that a lot. Like you kind of go into movies not expecting a lot, especially when it's like a Disney movie, because we're also fucking 30 plus. So
exactly.
I can't literally go in. I cannot ever go into any of these movies expecting award-winning shit. But as long as I'm entertained and it's not overly corny, then I'm good. This is a movie that I could watch again if somebody hadn't seen it and I was like, hey, you haven't seen it? I'll sit down and watch it with you again. I'm not gonna probably watch it again on my own, but I wouldn't mind. I won't be mad if somebody says, "Hey, I haven't seen it, so I'm gonna put it on." Yeah.
Okay.
Those are my thoughts.
I was gonna say I'm kind of on the same page. Only, I think I might watch that again by myself. Like, here's the thing. Also, so I was watching it on my phone the whole time. I, for whatever reason, could not get it to project to my television at all, and in several different attempts, several different ways, just wasn't working. So I was like, all right, I'm gonna have it on my phone. And by me doing that, I assumed that I wasn't going to be completely invested in the movie.
Right.
But that, quite the opposite again. I was watching it, I was enjoying it, and even on this thing, it was still visually satisfying. It was shot wonderfully. Everything came in pretty clearly, but I think because it reminds me of The Mummy so much, and it reminds me of Pirates of the Caribbean and Jumanji, I think that adds to me being like, you know what, even if I just have it on in the background, maybe if I'm actually invested in watching it again, like I could watch that movie a few times. I could put that on before bed and fall asleep happy, wake up happy, the whole nine.
You're right. Now that I think about it in that context, I could probably see myself watching it again, like at night, just like, let me just throw something on that I know is kind of familiar and I liked it, and
It uses tried and trusted ingredients.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
I was gonna say that's a good way of putting it.
Yeah.
It uses tried and trusted ingredients.
The formula that is required to give you a movie like this.
Yeah, they clearly knew what the ingredients were, and they followed the recipe to the T in how they made this movie. I confess, like at the Emily Blunt in the library scene, or the room, and like her on the ladder, and then like that whole scene.
Yeah,
very Mummy. That's
Mummy. It was Mummy. It was
just the same
Mummy.
that opening scene. Yeah.
It was
little
the
bit
Mummy.
Little bit of Indiana Jones mixed in there too.
Yeah, but that's what I think. But the Mummy. So all right. So I think the root core, the nucleus here is Indiana Jones.
Yes.
Because I don't think we get Pirates of the Caribbean.
Oh, right.
Without that, yeah.
The Mummy, without Indiana Jones doing what it did.
Right.
So
yeah.
It seems like another time at bat for that kind of practical effect, foreign adventure, treasure hunt,
swashbuckling. I think I've said.
That's a great word for this.
I've definitely said this on the
That's
pod
a great
before.
word for this. Yeah, there's a lot of swashbuckling in this bitch.
Yep.
A lot of it. I think you have some of the characters are even very Mummy-esque. The brother is very much. I don't know. I forgot what the character's name is from the Mummy, but like,
Jonathan. He's Jonathan and like Brendan Fraser like combined. Like they had a kid. It's exact. And I was looking at him like he looks like a young Brendan Fraser with the quirkiness of the Jonathan character from the Mummy.
Yeah,
now again, well done.
Again, there were allusions to him being the gay character in the movie, without outright saying it.
Yeah.
Disney, you're never gonna stop doing that. You're never gonna stop.
I was waiting to see what your thoughts were gonna be on that.
I hate it. I think
it was just like, especially the whole scene with him and like saying like, they don't love me for like, who I am, and it's like it's just all right. Like just fucking say it.
Say it.
Just fucking say it.
Say it.
Just say you like a guy, you like a dude, and who gives a shit?
Just
and
so
then we
annoying.
move on. And then we move on.
Yeah.
I don't like the false inclusionism that Disney does.
Yeah.
Where it's
It's almost better to not
remove the scene.
Yeah, it's almost better to not even allude to him being gay.
Exactly.
Yeah, if you're not gonna,
it's either do it or don't.
Yeah, if you're not gonna do it, if you're not gonna go all the way, then don't fucking do it. You don't even have to include that scene.
And this is where again with the streaming service, I'm curious to see what again Wiccan and Hulkling in the Marvel side for if they decide to do that the Disney Plus route first, how that could be a platform to do those kind of plots that Disney is just so like butt plugging themselves in being able to include in theatrical releases because they want to cater to international markets and not offend those customers. And it's like, that's so fucking annoying. But yeah, I also agree, just don't include it. If you're not going to go all the way there with it, just shut up.
We're all on the same page on that one.
Yeah,
all on the same page on that one. So, wait, no, that's true. There Gaston or something like that is getting a Disney spin-off show.
Oh,
Gaston.
Well, that's something I'm interested in.
Beauty and the Beast.
Okay.
With what's his face? LeFou?
With the sus guy.
With Sus LeFou.
Okay.
So that's where I'm getting again the hint that they're perhaps going to explore those things more on the streaming service that they're not doing in theaters. And I'm like, fine, as long as we're doing it, because God knows that everyone's streaming shit nowadays anyway. So just because you're not putting it in a theater, which is the dying breed, putting it in streaming and giving people that access control, people will be able to see without anyone having to know that they're seeing it. Basically, like reading fucking Brokeback Mountain on a bus on a Kindle. Like no one knows you're reading Brokeback Mountain. It's on your Kindle.
Right.
Something of that.
Everyone's looking at your Kindle. They're not reading what the words are.
No one knows that you're reading 50 Shades of Grey.
Correct.
On your Kindle. So that's kind of like what I think is the benefit here with the streaming service is that the people that want to watch it will, and the people that are like, yeah, that's so offensive, I'd never go see it, but I'll watch it at home though.
Right.
So I think I think those people will So I think yeah.
Yeah.
But but I do agree. Visually, holy shit, this is a beautiful movie. The tree.
Yeah.
The tree.
Oh yeah, the tree blooming. That was great. That was great.
awesome.
Even the villains trying to be like gross, I still saw beauty in the honey guy.
The honey guy was sick. The honey guy was sick.
That was dope, man.
Sick. That was.
I mean, all of them are so really. The CGI on all of them was really fucking well done.
Fantastic.
I think one guy was mud. Another guy was the bees.
Snake King and the bees.
And then the Snake King.
That's what Ramirez.
Right.
Ramirez was the snake guy, and I thought that looked amazing.
Incredible.
Also Venezuela
cool.
represent.
Yeah, let's go represent.
Yeah,
So,
everything.
very
They
happy
did a
to
really
see
good job, and that's the thing I was gonna say. Like, there's a little bit about this film that I almost felt like wasn't Disney. Like, it was kind of like at times a little dark.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I would think for a younger audience, maybe those I don't want to call them monsters, but lack of a better word, those monsters would have kind of freaked them out a little bit, especially with the serpents going everywhere and all that. But I loved it. I really, like you said, I think it was visually stunning the way they pulled that off.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, beautiful. Also, Emily Blunt and The Rock's chemistry got me.
Yeah, I mean that's
so swoon.
Yeah.
So
Oh, it was
swoon.
beautiful. And this
was-
is one of those movies where I was thinking like halfway through, I was like, do we really need a love story built into this thing? Like, do we? Yes. The answer is yes.
Yes.
Absolutely.
It was good. It was
Because
good.
they did it. Because they did it so
The
well.
scene, the scene where they're underwater and like
Yeah, and
she's
Right in
in
the
there.
feels,
I think
man.
she's inside, and then whichever way it was.
Yeah.
Like, he's going up to get her oxygen and bringing it down, and then
Yeah. That was
Great.
a
Piranhas
good
gets
scene. That
all
was a good
beautiful.
scene. I think I
Fantastic
read.
chemistry.
I think I read that they were legit like practicing in a big ass tank and like doing that scene over like a multiple times to get that right.
Oh, wow.
that's crazy.
So that's really cool.
That's
Like
crazy.
I just honestly overall, man, that was just a really good movie.
There's
Yeah, I
I
agree.
just want to say one quick other tidbit in terms of inspiration, because we got those modern day films, but here where we at one point, especially during the pandemic, we wanted to highlight old time movies. I think this is one that we can include on the list for when we have a slow week or we just want to review some random things. This is apparently very inspired from the 1951 movie
Swiss
The
Family
Queen of
Robinson.
Africa that has something Bogart.
Humphrey Bogart.
Humphrey Bogart.
Bogart.
Yeah.
And I forgot the actress, so sorry. But that's basic, and the plot is basically the same. A woman and a brother need safe passage on this river, and then she can't stand the skipper guy, the guys that drives the boat, but they end up falling in love with each other.
In love, yeah.
And that's actually what Jungle Cruise, the ride, is based off of. It's based off that movie.
Off of that, nice.
Okay.
Yeah, so full circle, it's
Okay.
kind of like a full
Right.
circle situation.
Full
So I
circle,
think
yeah.
In the future, if we want to watch that movie and review it, that would be a really good idea.
Can't forget
That'd be
also
cool,
props to the great Paul Giamatti for being a grimy
Italian guy.
Italian fucking boss
tell you
guy.
He sold me on it. He
sold-
played the part well.
Yeah. I enjoyed the scene where the fucking the submarine just like randomly shows up in a fucking small river, and then just starts chasing them, and like they just destroy all of the guys' boats. And I thought, I like that. I enjoyed that.
It's that
who's-
swashbuckling action.
Yeah.
It's so fun.
Who is that German guy? Because he's in the movie.
I
like
forgot
Game
about
Night-
that guy. Yeah.
Game Night or something.
That
And he was
guy-
fantastic,
Bro, that actor is in so many movies as like a piece of shit,
It's great.
and like I feel like that's like the only role he gets is just like either a
Just keep
scummy
it to him.
guy or a piece of shit guy.
I feel like we've talked about this on this podcast before. Like, what must it feel like to be an actor to go into audition for something, and they're like, "We actually have a thought that maybe you'd be better for the piece of shit character."
Correct.
Yeah.
I'll do it.
Yeah.
I'll do it.
It's but again another non-Disney thing. They let him say shit in German when the column collapsed on top of him.
Right.
He's like Scheisse, bang. I'm like, all right, Disney, we're kind of lightening up on some things.
His name is Jess Plemons.
He's
great.
Jess Plemons, and he is usually a scummy guy. He's in Game Night as kind of a scummy guy. He's in Judas and the Black Messiah.
That's right. Yep. My man's
and
caught
like
fire
usually
the
it's
last couple
mostly
years.
just like side characters. He's never a
Yeah.
main role.
Yeah, he's never a main gig. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, people make careers off of that. People have like full-blown, full-life
Oh, absolutely.
acting careers.
There's
just being-
yeah. I mean, look at the guy
David
from
Wallace
Trail.
from
David Wallace from The Office.
Office.
Yeah. He's
He does
only
always-
side characters.
And he's in everything. David Wallace.
That
is
guy
in
is
everything.
literally in everything.
And it's just, I don't even know the actor's real name. I just know him as David Wallace.
Oh shit. Okay, so scores. Or is there anything that we didn't discuss for this movie?
The blatant tokenism of homosexuality.
Correct.
Artistic vision, The Rock's talent, Emily Blunt. Great aesthetic to everything. Yeah, how it's a smorgasbord of other properties.
I would have liked a little more like native, like Spanish and like Latino stuff.
Oh, that's actually a good point.
Because
that's fair. Yeah.
it's
They're in the
it's
Amazon,
clear
yeah.
to me it's clear to me this is the Amazon.
Yeah.
Right.
And even if they don't exactly, I don't even know if they exactly say where this is.
I think they
At
did
any
say the
point?
Amazon at
They
some
said
point.
the Amazon?
I think they did. I think at one point they mentioned
okay.
the Amazon.
I
They-
did. I enjoyed that the bad guy spoke Spanish because they obviously were Spanish conquistadors.
Conquistadors. yeah.
But I would have liked more of that, like the native, maybe even more indigenous people there.
Indigenous people.
In the river and like in the. But I mean, that's just kind of like a nitpick thing. Just
yeah,
because
this is
of,
also nitpick and just me being PC for the fuck of it. But the idea that the Latino representation that is in the film is the villain, not the hero.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, things like that.
Things like that. But that's just a nitpick. I don't really have it. I wouldn't dock at any points for that. But it's just another one of those things I noticed. Like, oh yeah, that happened again. Okay.
Yeah.
Again.
I mean, they did put the German as the white German guy as the main villain.
Yeah.
But the
Right.
conquistadors were kind of like the side minions, monsters,
But even worse. We're
which
just the
could be
minions.
worse. At least like they couldn't even give us the main villain.
Yeah,
The
we're
main
just
villain.
like the
He's playing
side.
second
We're, the,
fiddle
we're,
villain.
we're the putties.
We're the putties. We're the putty patrol.
We're the putty
Oh,
patrol.
man.
in our own turf,
in our own
in our
turf,
home
yeah.
field.
Also,
What
the
are you doing?
conquistadors like ruined our like that area. They came in
Right.
and enslaved like our people.
Actually, so maybe it's great that they're dead.
So maybe it's probably for the best that they're the
So maybe
monsters.
it's great. We're
Yeah.
yeah. Actually, you're right.
Okay, maybe they might have played that one. They might have played
Yeah.
that one. All right.
Yeah. Okay, so scores for the flick.
7.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Out of
I'm
10.
gonna give it
I'm a 7.
7.
Oh,
Solid
okay.
7.
Good.
It's not
Solid C.
Solid 7.
yeah. Better than average.
Yeah, absolutely.
Not
It's got
great, but
rewatchability.
not rewatchability. You know, it's
Yeah.
pretty
It's
good.
a fun movie. Yeah.
Okay. Cool. What's next? Oh, okay. So, is it that segment of the week?
Gossip Watch.
It's Gossip Watch.
Gossip Watch.
30-year-old men talking about
This
rich
is
kids'
insert
lives.
Gossip Watch stamp logo thing.
Banner
Gossip
in the red.
Watch.
Gossip Watch.
Yeah.
Gossip Girl. I watched it.
Mid-season finale.
I watched.
This was the best episode by far.
I liked it. I enjoyed it.
Oh, but he's not willing to go with the best yet.
I don't know that it's the best yet, but I also don't. I'm trying to remember it. So I remember this is okay. So let me just kind of think here.
Do you want to recap it real quick for you?
Actually, yeah, recap it
Okay, so episode
because I don't know
6.
that I remember exactly every detail. I know the end.
Yes, the thing at the end.
Well,
So
of
course,
the episode,
the end's gonna stick out. Yeah.
Correct.
The end. So, all right. So this week for the mid-season finale, we have that Obie's mom is coming to visit town. She's too busy for him. I don't know what shit. And then Zoya's like, "Well, I'm important." So
Yeah.
she goes over to which honestly, I would have been like, "What do you think you're doing?"
Correct.
Like,
Correct.
even if you are like
Like,
my boyfriend or something
get
like
outta
that,
here.
and you, I'm like, "You're out.
Get out.
You're out." That's very disrespectful.
Yeah.
She took it upon herself to go introduce herself to Obie's mom. They went out to dinner or some shit. She
Like
couldn't
you've
keep her
been
mouth
dating. You've been
shut.
dating for what? Like 2 months?
They've said they made it
give it
September,
that.
and this is like, yeah, it's been like 2 months.
So
They've been-
all of a sudden you're forcing yourself onto the parents of your fucking significant other. Get out of here. You're out of here.
Too much.
And making the scene at that dinner, I'm like, once again, too much.
Get out.
Fine, you disagree. That's fine. But also like, and then when like the mom comes out of the car and to call for Obie, and she's like, "Tell your mom we're still talking." I'm like, girl,
you ain't
much.
winning any fans here. You know, like
Too much.
Can't
Too
be doing
much.
that shit.
she's falling to
Too
like
much too fast.
the last place for me in characters I like.
Who?
Yeah, I'm-
Zoya.
Zoya.
Z,
Yeah,
I'm out.
yeah,
I'm out
yeah.
on Zoya. Out of it.
And which is interesting because she's kind of our Jenny Humphreys of this show.
She's just like
this
annoying. She's just
She's
just
annoying
becoming
to
annoying.
me.
Yeah.
She's annoying to me. There's some things where I'm just like, girl,
It's always
there's a time and place.
it's always a pout, a complaint. I don't do this. You're not doing this. Like,
Well,
Yeah,
look,
it's just
I
too
will
much-
also
you know what?
say, by mid-season
ahead.
finale, in my honest opinion, Zoya and Obie have no chemistry, and I don't care about that plot.
I'm done with the plot,
which I think is why
And the thing is-
they ended it the way they did.
as they should have. He's hooking up with Jules again. Great. You know
I
what?
think
They should
I
have broke
think
up in the first.
yeah, I think that I don't know. Maybe it's not on purpose that they don't have chemistry together, but there has to have been a point where they were like, "This isn't working as them a couple. Let's change it up a little bit."
Or, the thing is also, and this is the real, like, red button thing, if it was always the intention that it would be the sisters fighting over this guy, and, like, I'm sorry, but this ain't no Nate Archibald,
This ain't the-
Chuck Bassett.
This ain't the guy,
Like,
man. This ain't the
he's
guy.
not, to me, he
This
doesn't
guy
have
sucks.
he doesn't have, like, that lead dude factor
No, he doesn't.
thing, and I'm like, I don't
very
care
dull.
about this.
He's very dull.
He's dull. He's very dull. He's
very
dull city.
dull.
Obie's dull
And,
city.
you know-
It's the weakest part of
And
the
you know
show.
what? And Zoya needs to just learn her fucking place. All right, you're a freshman one. You're getting too big for your britches here, kid. All right, let's not forget you didn't actually get into this school. Your stepsister manipulated some things for you to even be here. Be
Yeah.
grateful. Be happy. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah,
That's
it's
just
too
me.
much.
That's
It's
just me.
too. It's too much from such a character that is supposed to be like the fresh meat. You're supposed to keep yourself reserved, a little bit of quiet, kind of relaxed. You're a freshman. You have no idea what the fuck you're doing. It's too much.
Yeah,
It's too much.
Girl gets invited to one Dumbo Hall bar and it thinks that she's
I even think
freaking queen.
I even think that the writers are writing, like, we're putting her in those situations, and even that was too much. Like,
Yeah.
they're trying to force her to be this, like, main character almost.
Well, her integration in the first episode and how they were trying to do that was bumpy, which is one of the weak things of the pilot.
Yeah.
I also, in general, I just think that there's, by mid-season finale, I think there's a very clear understanding of where the strengths of the show are and where the weaknesses of the show are. At the end of the day, Zoya's relationship with Obie is weak city.
Weak.
The Julian's relationship with Obie is weak city. So because
Yeah.
those things are weak, the love triangle that you're trying to put up,
Yeah.
I don't care.
Yeah,
I don't
yeah,
care.
yeah.
I'm-
Be a throuple. I
honestly-
don't give a shit.
I'm more so it's weird because there's like 3 love triangles technically going on at one time.
Yeah.
There are.
You
Yes,
have
there are
the
3.
Zoya Jules thing, then you have the teachers and Zoya's dad, which I'm kind of into.
I'm so
And then
into
you
that.
have the
Yeah.
weird whatever going on,
Polyamory,
with freaking polyamorous
bisexual.
bi orgy stuff that's going on, which is awesome. Keep me on that side.
Let me just
Keep me,
in regards to the orgy thing.
which we really even see them. We're just
It's
suspecting that they had a
They did
3-way.
that.
It's
They had a 3-way.
just like
Do kids do?
in high school. You know what I mean? Like,
I mean, listen.
Ramel,
I know,
remember
people have had to
remember
grow
your
up.
I
senior
know.
class?
I understand. That high school kids do nasty shit. Yes.
Yes. Hormones are
It's
rampant.
just like the way they do it and the way they go about it. I mean, I guess it makes sense because it's kind of fits the theme of pretty much everything in the show. Everything that
Yeah,
they
that
do
would-
just seems like adult. Seems too adult for
It's
what they're
very
trying to do.
grandiose.
Correct.
But
It's
that's
very
kind of-
grandiose.
It just like I'm saying, like that's always been the formula of teen shows.
Yeah.
is to make it more adult, because what is the youth desire? To be grown up. So you
But
cast
bro,
adults. You cast.
Yeah.
You do adult things. They wear lingerie. They go to bars and get served and no one cards them. Chuck Bass buys a club when he's like 18 years old and has fucking Manhattans at a lounge.
Yeah.
With a
I mean,
mascot.
I get that. It's just,
Bro, she came out with a full rack of lamb that she had prepared.
Yeah.
They ate dinner. They
There's
had a couple
no
cocktails,
way
and
she
they
cooked
you know
that.
what? And then she went, and then she pulled. I don't know if you've watched the film. God, this is Wild Things. Nev Campbell,
Yes.
Denise Richards, I think Kevin Bacon. She pulls the Kevin Bacon making the two dudes make out.
Yeah.
And it's like
yep.
this shit is just out of control, and there needs to be an adult presence somewhere.
Yeah, agreed.
Unfortunately, all the parents are all. So,
Her
Agreed.
making the two dudes kiss is so 2021.
It was just so cruel intentions.
Yeah.
I love it.
Like,
I
it
love
was
it.
like-
Intentions very
All
cool.
I needed
Very
to
cool.
do was hear the fucking Cruel Intentions song playing in the background, and I was like, okay.
The coffee and TV when they're making out in the park. You see the one little string.
Yeah,
of
yeah,
slime.
yeah. It's just like,
So
What's-
give
what-
me
you want-
coffee and TV.
You
So
want a
what's
bittersweet
the-
symphony to be
what's-
playing?
that's the song. That's
that's
the
the song.
goddamn.
I thought you were talking
Bittersweet
Jesus Christ. You're like, Jesus fucking
Oh, what a-
Lord.
Jesus.
No, I thought it
I
was
bet-
great. I do have one comment though, not a serious comment, but like something that I was thinking when I was getting home from the gym. It just randomly popped into my head. When Zoya follows Aubry into the bathroom after Aubry accidentally makes the comment about Aki.
Oh, Aki, yeah.
And she says to Zoya, like, I just accidentally outed my boyfriend. And then she kind of goes to the thing of, like, I don't know, he's bi. Here's, like, it's 2021. He doesn't want to put a label to it or whatever. I realized, like, this is actually something that I haven't seen on TV yet, which is addressing addressing female homophobia, where you have Aubry as a character who's in a relationship with a guy who finds out this element of his sexual orientation and isn't immediately like, oh, I'm not gonna do it with a guy who has sex with dudes. And to be that supportive of him because they still do have a connection, there still are in a relationship. I think that's, though it's not blatant, like it isn't didactic in how it's trying to tell the audience, I really appreciate that we have this character, especially for a young generation, where like, yeah, if you're a boyfriend, if you like a dude who happens to also like dudes, like you can actually still date him as long as he likes you too. Like that shouldn't be a deal breaker.
Right.
And so I think that's
And
the
he's
that's the
clearly
female side.
and he is clearly still into her. Like in every episode, he still has like a connection with her, obviously, and he's very
And he tries to make it known to
I'm-
her too, like, hey,
Yeah.
I'm still into you, like.
there's still an attraction there. There's a word that I'm looking for, like an intimacy there.
Right.
That like, he'll put his arm around her. She's sitting on his lap. Like it's still very much apparent that he still wants to date her and stuff.
Correct.
So
I still
I
believe
definitely like the element.
Only one can win.
Yeah. I agree. So obviously something is going to happen there. This isn't going to last.
Yeah.
This isn't going to be a long-term throuple here. One of them was going to win. We don't know which one.
I wouldn't be surprised if that's answered in the next episode. Like if even if they don't show the three-way, if they allude to something happening during that three-way.
Right.
Like,
or
like
the
there's an episode of
post-coital like clarity.
Yeah. Because there's an episode of Entourage where two guys go at it with a girl, and they don't show anything, but like the next episode, like the guys are being like real weird towards each other.
Yeah.
And they're like, just what the hell happened? Like you guys should be like all happy. And he's like, we crossed swords. This son of a bitch looked at me wrong. Like it was like something like that. So like, or perhaps, one of the guys pays more attention to her than the other. Like there's a lot of different ways they can go with this. So I feel like if something's gonna fall apart there, it's gonna happen sooner rather than later.
Right.
Threesomes can get very
Messy.
They can get
in
messy.
more ways than one.
More messy.
It'll never a threesome is never long term. ever.
It's never long term. It really can only work if it's a couple inviting a person for a cameo event,
Correct.
like a one time. But if it's like,
But
if
there's
it's
always going to be the two.
the two and the one. If you're doing it with like all three of you and no one has clear definitions of where we stand in our emotions here, then you're letting instinct decide that, and then some people are going to be like offended when like the net. Because what if like Aubry just like, so you guys really only kind of made out with each other last night, and I was kind of
exactly.
That problem. So let's. I hope that happens though. I hope that happens.
And we've seen now the tip of the iceberg with the teacher that's into. Why can't I think of her name right now?
Kate?
Teacher that's in a female. Kate. Kate sounds about right.
I think Kate's the female teacher's name.
So it's like now we're starting to see that dynamic play out. Like, all right, well, you know what? You want to go on a date with this guy and lie to me about it?
All right.
I'll out you. I'll put you on the gossip.
I will hold on. I will say in the defense of the Weasley teacher.
The Weasley teacher is the guy, the little guy that likes
that
the
has
blonde.
the crush on her. Yeah.
Yeah, the IT nerd guy.
At the end of the day, objectively, he did have a point.
I agree. I 100% agree.
And
remind me of what his reasoning was, because I don't remember that conversation.
She's not being objective. Like, if she's going to spill the tea on all this stuff, she can't get personally involved with Zoya's dad.
Oh,
and helping Zoya as much as she's helping her also.
Right. Because
like
eventually
Zoya's writings and stuff.
Right. Yeah. Eventually she will become biased.
Yeah.
All right, you're right. Yeah, that makes sense.
So go ahead, Figo.
No, I was gonna say, so like that Weasley teacher even makes her like text the dude, be like, "We need to keep this professional.
Yeah,
we can't get too like involved."
Yeah,
and obviously that's against her wishes, so something's gonna fucking go wrong there too. Obviously,
yeah.
She's gonna keep seeing the guy.
Yeah,
and the other guy's gonna
keep it secret.
The other guy's gonna catch on. Ooh, another interesting thing.
Ooh, the sus
speaking of teachers and sus shit.
Yeah.
What's that
video that Max sent?
Yo, that's on HBO.
Holy shit.
That was basically an OnlyFans clip.
Rest in peace
to OnlyFans. Rest in peace to OnlyFans. I'm sorry. If anybody is listening who actually has an OnlyFans, I apologize to you. And you know,
they sold you out there. They made a safe haven for you for the sexual workers of this country, and they ripped it away. And I'm against it.
We are on the side of the content creators.
Oh, for 100%.
We ourselves are content creators, so we are against OnlyFans wishes doing this.
And they only gave them like a month and a half notice.
But
you know what? We should have an OnlyFans episode at some point.
We are not a political and
That's not political. That's business. That's creation. That's art.
Sexually
explicit
podcast.
Sure, but we
say
a lot of we say crazy shit.
It's allowed in this ballpark. It's allowed in this ballpark.
Yeah, it's it's part of our DNA. It's part of our DNA.
We support sex workers. The end.
If YouTube were to say, hey, you can't curse on your show anymore,
fuck off. Fuck you.
I'm out.
Shit.
Suck a big dick.
You know what I mean?
Get the fuck out of my face.
We stand with you, sex workers, and anybody on OnlyFans that's creating vibrant sexual content.
Yeah, take that
for fans like us.
Take that to Pornhub, put it on the Pornhub Premium, and get yourself some money.
Yes,
because you deserve it.
There you go.
You deserve it.
Yes. Anyway, so what we were saying. So Max banging his teacher sends the video
to Gossip
Girl, and he has access to it.
But
that's also, you know what, Kate? At that point, you deserve to get fucked.
Like, you're an idiot.
How many people are you gonna give access to the Gossip Girl account?
Yeah, you know, and the thing is, like, she even said, "We'll start you off slow." You don't just give admin rights right off the bat if you're gonna start. I don't care how big of a tip it was. And the whole little war that those two are having now, they're like, "Oh, well, you have an STD." It's like, "Oh, well, guess what? I fuck you." You know, I'm enjoying that. I want that to spiral. Into something beautiful.
I like this Max and this teacher beef. I think it's interesting.
Oh, and then the teacher tries to bang his dad.
Yes.
Oh,
fucked up. Super fucked up.
That is cool. And the thing that pisses me off is I love how. Well, it doesn't piss me off. It's great. The way that teacher slow played this whole thing. Like, I don't do that with students.
Yeah,
exactly what he does. He was just so.
You've been doing this with students, scumbag.
Students.
God, you're just trying to get him super hooked and horny.
Yeah, like what the fuck, dude?
It worked.
Listen,
and it worked. Max could not get over it.
Listen, if I'm the blonde chick, and the second that the guy, the little weasel IT guy, or maybe it was the girl, the other girl, I don't know who it was, that posted when she said, "Let's take a break from posting," and they went behind her back and did it anyway. I think it was like 2 episodes ago.
Yeah.
The second that happened, I'm changing the password.
Yeah. Yeah, because at the end, you technically, I feel like she
control it.
Yeah, it's on her phone. It's probably her email address.
You know what I mean? You're trusting these weasels. You cannot trust weasels.
Don't trust anybody in this game.
When you have this many people in on this kind of secret that's getting already kind of out of hand, like when someone needs to go down, everyone's gonna try to get out of that game of musical chairs. Like they're gonna try to pit it on someone. Yep. And now the problem is that Max sent that video to Gossip Girl, and that's prime content for Gossip Girl. Why? Because Gossip Girl is actually, in some ways, at least until this point, kind of an agent for truth and justice. Right. Exposing people for their bullshit. So this guy is a pedophile who fucks students. So it's the thing you would put on Gossip Girl, and it is the kind of person you would take down. It's the whole mission statement of the Instagram account. But the problem is the guy had access and he deleted it. So now, if they don't find a way to post that video, then there's going to be suspicions as to who Gossip Girl is, because why wouldn't that get posted if that's the juiciest thing that's come out yet to Gossip Girl?
But wait. I had something in my head. I think I lost it. Shit.
The students will know that it's a teacher if they're defending a teacher.
They'll probably suspect that guy.
What if now? So now the teacher knows that Max was legit trying to out him with that video.
Right.
If the teachers tried to repost that video, does he come over the top and be like, "I'll out every single one of you. I'll let everyone know who Gossip Girl is"?
That's exactly what he'll do.
That's exactly what he'll do.
That's exactly what he'll do.
That's why they can't post the video. But the problem is, if they don't post the video, then Max will be like, a teacher's involved here. What's
going on
here? Because they're not outing a teacher. So
God, this is a good show.
It's a
tangled
web.
This is a good show.
And this is why I'm telling you this was the best episode, because it literally.
Yeah, you're right.
We got storylines aplenty now going into the latter part of the season, and I tell you
and
what,
now
man.
and we're getting the parents involved too, because Aki's dad even told him,
I hate that.
stay away from Julian for a while, because they're gonna fuck over.
He's not to use. I was gonna say he's using it as like a something beneficial to him, right? Like he obviously probably isn't compassionate toward the fact that Augie's bi or whatever. I think he's just using it like, well, now I get the heat off of me because everyone thinks that I'm a homophobe.
Right.
I got a gay son, so hey, get the hell away from me. Let me live my life. So I hate how he's almost using his son for that. Like it's like almost like a bargaining chip. Yeah, I mean I hate that guy. That guy's an asshole in every movie he's in too.
He's a scumbag.
I don't like any parents except Zoya's dad. Actually, no, I do like Julian's dad. The two dads, I actually do like them a lot.
I do like the two dads. And I do like that the two dads are starting to kind of get along.
Yes, for the sake of
I didn't like them beefing. I didn't think that was very.
So I'm glad they turned that around really quick.
Correct.
And put them together.
Real good,
I really appreciate them coming
like
together.
You guys shared a wife. She's dead. Like
you have two girls.
You have two daughters that are sisters.
Thing now.
Like work your shit out,
bro. Let them
bro.
be in each other's life, exactly.
And somehow
also,
throughout all this great content, we're supposed to care about Obie.
Yeah, like,
no.
I'm out on that.
I'm out
Who
on
cares?
Obie. I'm out on Obie.
You know what? I want more Gideon in this too. I want to know what Gideon's going through.
Agreed, man. Agreed.
Another great character that basically only had one episode.
I know.
Gideon
give us more Gideon.
I need more Gideon.
Get him involved, and if they can get him involved in this shit with the teacher, lock me in.
Lock me in, yeah.
He's gonna he might have to.
He might kill somebody.
He's like the cyber terrorist that he is. He's gonna need to do something because the video situation's code red.
True.
Yeah.
True. Okay.
I'm surprised that that Max and his other father did have that conversation. being like, yeah, you know, like, I was banging that guy for a bit. It's like, yeah, I figured that much. It's like,
I like the openness of that relationship though.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I like the openness.
Which I guess it has to be.
I like the openness of pretty much everything that Max does. I like that he just
Max. He's,
you know what I mean?
He's definitely the best character on this show.
Agreed.
I was
I'm
expecting
waiting for him to do
hate
something
but
fucked
he's-
up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hope he doesn't. I hope he doesn't.
Toby doesn't what?
He won me. Do something like go heel if he doesn't turn heel or something
like
that.
turn. Yeah.
Because he is absolutely like the breakout star of the show so
Yeah.
far.
Agreed.
He had won me over with his great wardrobe and his style.
But that was Chuck.
He's got my attention.
That was Chuck for me. I enjoyed Chuck because Chuck in the original had the fire suits constantly,
Right, the killer steez,
and then had the killer steez, and then also like the attitude was like there. You know what I mean? Like I enjoyed the Chuck attitude of just like fuck you and like, you know, I don't give a shit. I'm better than you. And Max isn't that exactly, but he's that type of style, and I enjoy that.
Exactly. He's. I wouldn't say that he's completely arrogant.
No.
But he's got confident.
Yeah.
And he's got that like rebellious, like I'm gonna do what I'm gonna do, and if you don't like it, I'm gonna do it anyway. It sucks to be you.
Yeah.
I love that.
Okay, so we're no gossip watch for a little while.
Till November.
Yeah, November. What the hell am I supposed to do on Wednesdays or Thursdays, whatever it is?
We gotta find something else.
Wednesdays.
Thursdays.
Thursdays. Damn, so
Thursdays.
tonight would have been fuck.
Yeah. Okay, so we'll quickly discuss. Let's go with What If first.
Okay.
Because that's a bit of a bigger thing. It's about an hour's worth of content. It's the first 2 episodes. Mm-hmm. Me and Gab watched What If. I wasn't expecting to enjoy it as much as I did. Obviously, the first episode, it's like so. I mean, I'll let Gab kind of explain just what it is, not like plot of the first 2 episodes, but just what it is, so that way you kind of have an understanding of what we're talking about.
Okay. So, What If is the first animated show for the Marvel Cinematic Universe for Disney Plus. I won't get into the plot of the first 2 episodes, but essentially it is narrated by a comic book character called the Watcher, who watches all the things that are happening in reality, but he is not allowed to intervene. He is just supposed to catalog and observe. But in comics, of course, fuck that. He gets involved all the time.
Right.
And so, because now we're entering into this element of the multiverse, as hinted in the Loki series, What If explores alternate realities if there have just been slight differences in characters' paths in order to introduce new versions of them in an alternate timeline.
Essentially,
essentially
what they kind of explain in Back to the Future, where like if one little thing is different, then like it changes, you know, how something goes.
How something
even if it's one small thing.
The butterfly effect.
Yes. Yeah.
Yes. The butterfly effect is very prominent. Yeah, in this, because you find there's the principal choice and the alterations to a principal character, but then how that has ramifications on many characters around them.
Right.
And I think that was seen more so in the second episode.
Yeah.
Than in the first.
Yeah. So like the first episode, I like going into it. I'm thinking, okay, well, it's a cartoon, so you know, I'll just kind of blow through this.
Sorry, really quick question. Can you guys hear that?
Yeah, kind of. Yeah.
Is he okay? Is he dead?
No, I think he turned.
It just went blank on my screen.
I think he turned his AC on.
I turned the AC on because it's so hot, goddamn hot.
Your camera went off right away.
Gab's sitting in the Rhino.
I'm in the Rhino
from
right now.
Ace Ventura.
Ace Ventura.
I'm in the Ace Ventura Rhino. I'm literally like, guys, I love recording, but I'm also like a kid. I'm like counting down the clock so I can turn the AC on and get out of this. It's like
Well, we're gonna discuss.
We're
gonna discuss these last thing pretty quick. So basically, the first episode, right off the bat, I kind of like the animation style. It's not like super cartoony, and it's basically this alternate timeline where Captain America isn't the guy; it's a girl takes his place. So you've got basically like a Captain America female that gets injected with this thing that makes her, you know, this like super soldier, and she's British, so it's not really Captain America. It's like basically Captain British American woman.
So So
We know,
here's
so-
a fun
Captain
fact.
London.
Yeah.
So they call her. She's just Captain Carter, Peggy
Captain
Carter,
Carter, yeah.
from the first Captain America movie, and she's kind of a shadow character for Steve Rogers throughout the Infinity Saga until the very end when they're dancing together in the house. So a fun fact: she can't be Captain Britain. She goes by the name Captain Carter in the show because Captain Britain is already a very well established Marvel comic book character that's supposed to come up in the MCU.
I would have. I mean, why
So
are there so
she-
many
How many
goddamn fucking
characters?
characters are there?
Give us 10 people.
Yeah,
10 people.
yeah.
I don't need all this other shit.
the fact that you had to literally explain that because you can't use Captain Britain because there's already a Captain Britain is so nuts to me.
I will say though,
I've never heard of it. I've never heard of
You know what I mean?
Captain
Like-
Britain.
well, first of all, you
Jesus.
guys aren't comic book readers, but Captain Britain is a prominent character from the Excalibur comic
Yeah.
book that came out in the 1980s.
I ain't never heard of it. I ain't never heard of it.
Anyway,
And also, just one last thing about that: when she's fighting the tentacle monster through the gate, she grabs a sword to fight
Yeah.
the tentacle monster. That sword looks very, very similar to one of the enchanted objects that decides the Captain Britain in the comic book. So there's kind of like that
so they
ode
to
moment
that. Gotcha.
to that the sword that she uses there.
Yeah. So that is and
Go
that,
back
so,
to your hating.
so
on-
the episodes are only 30 minutes. They're only 30 minutes long, which is I think is great.
Perfect.
Not too long. 30 minutes. You get the idea of what they're doing with just this changing of the timeline. Episode 2 is this interesting aspect of so T'Challa, who is what's his name?
Black Panther.
Black Panther. He is not Black Panther. He's the main guy in Guardians of the Galaxy. So the guy that plays no.
No, Peter Quill.
So the guy, the
Star-Lord.
main guy, Star Lord, the guy that's played by that white dude. So T'Challa is playing
Groot.
T'Challa is playing Star Lord, which is cool because what? He's with like the same kind of group of people, but not necessarily the same group. Fucking Thanos is a good guy, and he's just like
Hell
chilling in this like Guardian group.
Nebula.
Nebula,
So, yeah,
Nebula is looking kind of decent with the blonde hair. Nebula looking kind of decent with the blonde hair, curvy body, looking right. Cartoon, yes, but looking decent. Wasn't expecting that.
Okay.
That was a pleasant surprise.
sure.
I could see where a show like this is necessary now.
Yeah, and then
Giving you just random shit.
Yeah, it's just like so. It's like all these like random characters that like from these movies are showing up in this weird timeline where one thing happened differently that changes a whole bunch of shit. It's like all of a sudden Thanos is a little pussy that's gardening, and like he's you know what I mean. So, I thought it was cool, and I really enjoyed. Obviously, to me the best part about it was that it was, his voice. What's his name? Chadwick Boseman. It was his real voice. It was his voice, so it was a pleasant kind of like thing to hear him being King T'Challa one more time.
Cool. Very cool.
So that was nice, and it looks like they got everybody that plays those characters to do the voices for like
Except
all
for
of them.
Drax.
That's
I think Batista did not do Drax in this episode.
So the guy that Batista usually plays in those movies, Drax, instead of being this like big fighting guy, he's a bartender. So it's like this like kind of funny little
because
like,
Thanos never killed his family.
yeah, so he never became like a
so he's just a
mean
normal
guy.
guy.
So he
Yeah.
just became a regular guy that became a bartender, and he's like, oh shit, King T'Challa, let me take a picture with you for my family. You know what I mean? So
Like, oh, that's a bad
Dave,
picture
yeah,
of you.
yeah,
You look
yeah.
really bad in that picture.
yeah, so it's a cool little it's a
Damn it,
really
Dave,
cool
get in
concept.
And yeah, same thing with Nebula. Like Nebula never, because she's basically an android in the movies,
Right.
because Thanos tortures her and like has like
Right.
fucked up her body. So that didn't happen because Thanos never became that.
Right. So if Thanos
So-
never fucked her up, so that's why she looks decent.
I like the idea of this show now. The more that I've heard it, I like.
Yeah,
the
it's a
idea
cool,
of it.
it's a really cool idea, and I like that each episode is different and it's a completely different story every single episode.
I think they will come together though. I think
Which I'm okay with. If they give me
think-
different stuff and then all of a sudden at the end it comes together or however it does, I'm okay with that.
Right.
And I think everyone from I know there's gonna be like a Doctor Strange episode,
Right.
which I'm really looking forward to. The biggest kudos I have to give to this show though has to be the animation.
Yeah, the animation is really good quality.
And it's unique.
Yeah.
They did it.
It has a taste, Gab, of the animation from the Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse.
It has a pinch of that ingenuity, like that uniqueness of it, where what they both do is where the Spider-Verse movie gives a very literal homage to comic book panels and pages and effects.
Right.
Yeah.
This one just gives a kind of homage in the sense of just like the texture. The texture looks very paperish.
Yeah.
Almost, but that CG feel. So it's a very texture-wise, it's amazing. And I think a supporting character in this show is also light.
Yeah.
The way light hits characters or how it creates certain shadows.
Yeah, it's the shadow, so it gives it the effect that it's 2D, but because they're flat, the shadow behind it makes it almost like they're 3D, but they're still flat.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a very
That's cool.
interesting visual.
Yeah, it's
trippy.
really cool. It's
very beautiful.
It's unique and it's really cool. I anybody who's even remotely interested in anything of the Marvel stuff, definitely I would recommend watching it just because it's a unique little way of doing it.
And it's a great test. What If I think is a great test for using the animation and their new signature animation in the future for other projects. So I think it's really good.
Yeah. Okay, so then we can end with, now that we're on Marvel already, we'll end with the Eternals. What show?
Yeah. What the hell was that?
Did you see it?
I watched that. Yeah, I watched it, and they lost me at one critical part where it's like, if you've been here the whole time, why haven't you stopped any bad thing that's happening?
Yeah.
Well, it's like, you know what? We just kind of wanted the humans to figure out. It's like, no.
Yeah.
If you're gonna have Angelina Jolie saying, "Oh, we loved you since we've came here," and it's love, it's like, well, then you know what? The fucker, we got people over here bombing everybody. We got terrorists over here. You can do something. Get off your ass and do something.
Correct.
If you love us so much. And they lost me right there.
Yep.
The whole 2 minutes, 3 minutes, that thing, I was done. I was like, you know what?
I am interested to see how they explain that.
I am interested to see how they're going to explain that too. I will agree with you. It is a weakness. I will play devil's advocate though in just a moment.
No.
Of course.
There's no devil's advocate. You either love us or you hate us.
I think there's a devil's advocate element. I think there's a I'll play a devil's advocate thing. They are Eternals.
Before you do.
So they are okay.
Before you play this advocate of the devil, how often do these weird? What are the things that they're chasing that they're trying to protect us from? The weird creatures,
like giant pixie things.
No, the giant pixie things. Deviants.
I saw a bunch of freaky things.
Let's call them deviants, right? I mean, how often do these deviants come around? You can't get off your ass once in a while and protect us from an atomic bomb or some terrorist attack.
Yeah, those things are not attacking 24/7.
Exactly. You had some downtime in the 300,000 years that you've been on this planet. At least help us out a little bit.
Yeah.
I mean,
where is Dinesh?
Dinesh,
come help us.
Damn it, Dinesh is in this, isn't he?
Stack Dinesh. Come help us.
Stacked Dinesh's goals. Oh my god.
I just know he's going to be hilarious in this movie, and that's one of the main reasons why I want to watch it.
He's going to be great.
He's going to be great.
This is how I'll play devil's advocate for you guys. Okay.
I'll wait for you to do it.
Look, they are almost taking like a sip of water, like bastard. All right, they're Eternals, they are immortal. They don't die, and they have superpowers, right? So essentially, in a way, you can consider them gods, right?
Okay.
They are like gods. In the times, if they have intervened in human stuff, especially in early human history, they would then likely have been worshipped as gods. And that is not their role. Human history and human destiny has to unfold on its own, and they have to do it by their own machinations. They cannot be, or else then that's the thing to govern them, to control them, rule them, if they are worshipped as such. So no matter how bad things get, that is that's mankind's decision on what they're going to do to themselves. So it's not for them to correct it for you.
Right.
They're not there to be your gods. And that's also, there's a parallel there even into real life. Looking to the sky for a savior when it's your job to save yourself.
Correct.
That's not their duty to do that for you. So I think
that's fair.
Now I will agree with you. When they saw the atomic bomb go off, they were probably like, "Guys,
For the love of
just figure it the fuck out."
I'm just thinking of
What is
Jonah
wrong
Hill in
with
that
you
movie,
people?
that Arms movie, when he find out he lost all that money.
Oh,
he's going like,
yeah.
like I'm sure there was like, they get a phone call. It's like, do you know what just happened in Europe? What? A Holocaust? What do you mean? How many died? Guys.
For fuck's sake.
Yeah.
Guys.
Figure it out. Figure it out.
With you people?
But I agree. But I really do. I think I would hope or think that that's the way they will kind of take the narrative, that humans have to decide for themselves if it's going to be a blissful world or if it's going to be a piece of shit world. That's for us to decide. It's not for them to decide for us.
Bro, they've been here long enough. I think they know how this story is gonna go.
Yeah, I mean, at this point,
same song, different verse. We're down to fuck things up.
At this point, they must know that, hey, let's just not even bother with these people because they're just gonna fucking kill each other.
Honestly, I would have gone back up in the old spaceship and be like, you know what? Maybe the demoralized people, whatever the hell the creatures are. Maybe honestly, they're better off. They're better off. Take over. Take over.
Yeah.
I mean, but that also might be
let the
a reason
monochlorians destroy these motherfuckers and get out of here.
Monochlorian.
I don't know.
God damn it.
You know what?
But
Yeah.
I think,
you know what? Let those Go ahead.
I was gonna say,
let those
I
monsters
think
go and terrorize them and kill them, and then we're done.
Yeah.
the director who did the movie, the one about the Nomadland.
She's the one that's directing
Nomadland.
this.
Yeah, she's the director of this movie, and you can tell because even in Nomadland and this one, those wide shots, wide land shots, like those are very prominent in the trailer. Marvel clearly taking a middle finger, taking a parking cone and shoving it up Warner Brothers' ass by saying, "Here's Marvel Superman," because Icarus, who's played by Richard Madden, doing that that wind-up flight punch
and the eye
beams,
the eye thing, yeah.
Superman. He's Superman, and Icarus is very Superman-like, even in the comics. So I'm like, ugh.
Still a miss for me, to be honest. I mean, Superman's still stacked and pretty awesome.
Yeah, Superman's still Superman, but Marvel has established such a strong base over the past 13 years now.
Well, they're also very good at making no names feel like they're bigger than they really need to be.
Yes, I think that people might be humbly surprised with Eternals. That's just a hunch. Obviously, I haven't seen it or anything of it.
Yeah.
But I have a hunch that there's something very special to this project. I mean, look, so I'm eagerly awaiting it. Also, they're very connected to the X-Men, so...
I was going to say, yeah, it seems like there's a lot of connections here with Endgame, obviously, this, and then...
I mean, the big thing here is...
Future projects.
Marvel has the track record. They have the what the fuck is the word? Whatever.
Reputation?
The reputation, yes. So
Reputation?
they have the reputation. So at this point, regardless, this is going to make some cash. You've got a whole ton of good actors, a lot of fan favorites. Angelina Jolie, Richard Madden, the Nash, like we said. He might not have a fucking Brad Pitt following, but he has his niche, and people are gonna go support him.
Salma Hayek is in this.
The black dude from Atlanta. Salma Hayek.
Yeah.
The black dude from Atlanta. So this is a great cast from what it seems.
Phenomenal cast. Yep.
So it's one of those things where just based off that alone, you're gonna get some people. Now you've got the reputation of Marvel, the fact that you were all looking for something that's leading us to another bigger Endgame event, and this could be something that takes us there.
Yes.
Or takes a step forward.
Yes, because we'll be introduced to formally to what's called the Celestials.
Correct. So
and you saw a glimpse of one in this trailer with Gemma Chan. Gemma Chan's in this. So is Jon Snow.
Yeah.
But Gemma Chan and that guy are in this movie as well. So it's a very hefty cast.
It's a nice class. Yeah.
So
And
so
the
it'll
nerds are gonna go see this just for that Celestial component. The Celestials are super important in the Marvel lore, and they're very interesting, and they look amazing. They look right out of a Jack Kirby drawing, so I'm really excited.
No, it looks cool. So I'm
Very cool.
you know, I'm gonna obviously just check it out and you
Yeah.
know, it is
With
what
as
it
many
is.
problems that I have with the glaring plot hole, I'm definitely gonna see it.
Yeah, and we'll discuss
You
it.
got me roped in now. They got me roped in at this point. If nothing else, they had me for the Easter egg at the end,
Right.
where I hope it leads to something else.
Yeah.
I forgot to bring something up real quick. I know we're about to wrap, but when we're talking about Jungle Cruise, you remember those dolphins?
Yes,
You-
the
if
pink
you
dolphins.
looked at-
You're right.
If you look in their eye or whatever, you're supposed to have nightmares and stuff.
Yeah.
I think I made eye contact with one last night while I was watching the film because I had this ridiculous nightmare about a cockroach apocalypse.
Jesus
Meaning
Christ,
cockroaches
Angelo.
banded together. And it's not like the little ones, it was in big ass Fear Factor ones. They all banded together and it's like they had superpowers. And if they saw you, they kill you. They literally just kill you. So that was
Those,
I'm pretty
those
I
pink
can't explain
dolphins. Those pink dolphins do exist.
Okay, so those things
There
I think-
are
I think
pink
they're responsible
dolphins
for
in
my
the
nightmare.
Amazon River.
Damn, that's awesome.
And piranhas, obviously, too. So
Right.
Yeah. So there you have it. Those pink dolphins were
Yeah.
responsible for a cockroach
Bad-
apocalypse nightmare that I had.
Honestly. Also, maybe they were also responsible for the fact that we got a tornado warning at 3 in the morning.
that's also very.
That was some bullshit. And if I
also
ever,
possible.
if Apple, I'm telling you, if anyone from Apple,
They don't want
watches
you to
us
die,
or listens
Angelo.
to us, I don't care. You ever pull something like that at 3 o'clock in the morning again, we're gonna have an issue. We're gonna
They
have
don't
an
want
issue.
you to die.
You know what I
No,
did? I looked at the phone, had a brief anxiety attack, and then I was like, you know what? Fuck it. If it happens, it happens. I'll roll the dice, and I put a pillow over my head.
I
could I have done?
was literally like, I live on a giant ass hill. It won't come here. Good night.
Yeah. I didn't get it.
I'm not gonna go in the basement at 3 o'clock in the morning and seek refuge. No,
We didn't get it at all here, so I slept like a baby.
The only thing I did was go
Actually-
downstairs and make sure everyone was home, and then I went right back to sleep.
I read like the little like the caption, and it was like Morristown, Morris Plains, East Hanover. Didn't say Madison. I'm good. I ain't going.
All right,
Sorry to all
boys.
my friends.
We will be back next week. I don't know what we're
Yes.
going to discuss, but
Figure it out.
we will figure it out. And if there's nothing good new, we will provide you with a nice review of something classic.
Damn, might go old school. Might go old school in this
Possibly.
We'll do it. We'll do
don't
We'll do
know.
a themed episode.
We'll
Themed
do it
episode.
live.
Podcast.
We'll do it live.
Damn, we might as well get
Fuck
hammered
it.
and do an after dark episode too.
All right, boys.
It's been a solid 3 years since an after
Yeah,
dark
I know.
episode. I think the fans need one.
It's.
happened.
Good jobs.
We'll end it on that. Peace, boys.
Wow.
Peace.
Later.